Hi, it's Friday night and the 20th of June and day 172 of Living the Dream. After going over my day and reviewing my power statement I had for today, I decided that the one thing I can do going forward as my power statement for tomorrow morning and beyond is I will always do the very things that I will teach my clients that they need to do, which is to do those things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do, because as they do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do, they'll be able to live in a way that the unsuccessful people will never be able to experience unless they start doing them too. That's a powerful statement. I'm now making sure that I have both a fun and exciting task on my to-do list, and it's really been making a difference in how successful I am each day on staying strong all day long. That's so true. So now, by always doing what I'm asking my clients to do, myself, I'm confident this will grow trust and confidence my clients have towards me as their coach. And that's truly what I want. It's about them and about them feeling happy and successful and feeling that what I'm teaching them is real, and I've got to be consistent the same way I'm asking them to be. So here's my to-do list right here. The fun thing was to type out a beta test focus group script, but then to review it and really fine-tune it. And I did that today. I really fine-tuned it. I have a great pitch that I'm going to now record. Exciting step for today was to go to a competitor's website, and a particular one that I came across but didn't have time to do yesterday, and check out the bullet points that they've listed there. I think those are going to be powerful things to consider if I have those same strengths on my business. And then it says to do my mail and do my bank accounts, which I did. And so I'm quite excited about all the things I got done today. So bam, done. I'm now making sure that I have both of the fun and exciting tasks on my to-do list. Like I said, it's going to help me stay strong. And Croy says the next thing you do after going through all those things and ask the right kind of questions, he says to get honest with yourself. What didn't go well today? So he said, did you wake up early and start strong? Yes. Did you start your morning with power? Were you productive throughout your day? Did you get the most important things done? Yes, yes, yes. Did you move your goals forward through the portal of your mind into the world of the physical? I got several through the portal of my mind today. Did you show up as the person you wanted to today? What about your personal time with Kathleen? Was Friday night? What's Friday? It's the date night. Yes, I did. We watched a fun movie together. We had a nice dinner together. It was so relaxing. It was great. Were you present, and was she present with you? Yes, I was, and yes, she was. Now I answered these questions that I condensed them into this one get honest with yourself question. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? Did you keep your commitments and promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, today I finished the top 3 prioritized tasks that I just went through, and I wanted to get them done today. I also finished a few more tasks that I had on my list, which I added, but only if there was time to still do them. I wasn't able to get through all of them, but I did get a few of them done, and then I ran out of time. But I moved some things through the portal of my mind, and I made a big dent into them. So yes, I kept every promise and commitment I made to myself this morning, and that makes me feel really good about myself. The next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you go to the movies? In other words, did you make time for them? And were there any new movies that your two amigos put on the screen in your mind today during the day? In other words, did you make any new movies, and what were they? Well, other than the must-see TV favorite 5 movies, we know what those are. That's the why dream, and that's the vision dream, and that's the coaching somebody, and that's the interviewing somebody for the insights to the successful mind of a successful business owner, and then the Facebook Messenger Mastermind group things going on in my mind. I did all those, and after doing those, I ran through all those that were in my mindfulness time, and as I also had a few short instant movie clips pop into the screen of my mind throughout the day today, especially as I read through the beta test and focus group ad script, as I did a final run through like I just mentioned. I imagined people seeing my ad in their RSS feed, clicking on it, and then watching the video of me explaining what I was doing. I saw my video and I saw somebody watching, and I got so excited because they clicked on it and they filled out the form, and I got a lead. That's what's happening in my mind. So I can hardly wait to get that finished and get that ad out there and getting some participant leads that can come from that. Next, Croy asked, was there anything that didn't go well today, Marty? In other words, was there any one thing that you could have done better, and what was that one thing be that would make all the difference going forward? Well, another way to say this is, what's the one thing you'd want to get done tomorrow, even if your day goes sideways on you doing it? it, you'd still feel like a success because you got it done. What would that one thing be? And once you've decided and figured what that one thing is, turn it into a power statement for tomorrow so that you can start to do that tomorrow and stay strong and continue to do it going forward. Well, today ended up pulling me down two competing tracks. I had those tasks that would get me even closer to doing my beta test and focus group itself, and the other group of tasks took me down the road for getting the materials ready for when I need to coach those participants that I sign up when they call me and I go to explain what I'm going to be doing, and then I got to start coaching them after the beta test. Well, I wanted to have those tasks done first before I actually began to coach anybody. And so by getting the other tasks done will allow me to actually get the participants, and then I can work on this stuff that helped me to coach those participants. And so like I said, I had a little bit of a push and pull experience today, and as a result I got some of the first group of tasks done, and then I got some of the other group of tasks done, but didn't finish either group entirely. I got to work on that. So after Saturday and at the end of the day, Monday, when that comes, I'm hoping by then I'll have both groups completed, but we'll see how things go. With that as a backdrop, I decided the one thing I can do going forward to avoid this kind of push and pull of my list in my mind, my power statement for tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, says, I will make sure the most important tasks are the ones that I highlight in yellow, which I always do, and are those tasks that will get me ready for my beta test, and then for my coaching. Everything else will be on the of lesser importance part of my list. But those two things, I've kind of put the one at the front, and then I'll do the others, and then the lesser important ones I'll get to if there's time. By following this prioritization principle, I will be able to stay on task for getting ready for my beta test and focus group launch. And I'll still be able to get ready to coach those participants that I acquire from running that beta test and focus group ad, which I hope to do very, very soon. Next, Corey asked, were there any mistakes or failures I had or made today that I can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, as far as today went, I think I'm pretty much stayed focused on the task at hand, but like I said, I did feel pulled and torn between two directions with the two lists of tasks that I had on my list to do's, not knowing which one to really focus on first. I think had I taken a little more time to review and to go over that list this morning, I would have recognized that those tasks that got me ready for when I coached the participants in the focus group could probably have waited until I got the ones that would prepare me to do the beta test ad for acquiring those participants. I could have then worked on finishing the others as the ad was running, and I could get the 10 participants actually calling me for their review. Once they started doing that, I would be ready to coach them. Anyway, I don't think this was a mistake or even a failure. It was just something I know I can get better at each morning when I do the reprioritize and review of my to-do list before I get on and attacking it. The next item is to rate my day's effort. Well, I gave today a 7, and I say 7 because I did work at the speed of a 7, which was due in part to my indecision on which of the two groups I should focus on first. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. Today's sense of gratitude comes from thinking about my air conditioning. Don't we love that? We're well into June now, which is the first month of the summer, and it's really hitting the 80s and low 90s right now, which means we're now having to use our air conditioning. We have a large ceiling fan on our main level, and a front door screen I can pull down, and it leaves the air screen itself, the window I can pull down, and that leaves that fine screen opening to let cool air in during the early morning hours, which helps save some electricity until later in the afternoon when we turn on the air conditioning to help cool things down. It's so nice to be comfortable as I work upstairs in my office. Heat rises, all that kind of thing. Anyhow, it's just so great. Thanks for air conditioning. Next, I'm grateful for the law of success called do what you love. Oprah Winfrey said, you are on the road to success if you would do your job and not be paid for it. In other words, find what you love and do it. This is certainly a principle that all beginner entrepreneurs need to apply as they try to come up with an idea for their business. It's the secret to producing something that is truly you and that you want to give to the world. Next, I'm grateful for balance in my life. Learning how to balance between rest and work and play is a key to successful living. All too often, people think that to be successful, they need to make the object of their success their entire life. In other words, if a person thinks their job will lead them to success, then they may spend countless hours per day and even well into the evening, every evening, working hard. However, this comes at the cost of rest, your health, and have an enjoyable life. Ultimately, they may burn out and cease to be successful at their job anyway. If success comes from having a strong social life and a good group of friends, then their job may suffer, meaning that they may lose their job and then not be able to afford going out with their friends. So I suggest you focus on doing something you love, and when you've found what you're passionate about, that you have some genius about, and that you want your future to include as you do it, doing this will generate the motivation to keep you moving towards it. Success from doing this will mean the fulfillment of your dreams. And even if you're not totally successful at it, you still will have filled your time with something you loved doing. For example, many successful musicians spend their lives doing unpaid performances. And the only reason they keep playing and doing that is because they love to perform. The fact is, loving what you do is truly living the dream. I certainly can testify to this truth. I've never had so much fun, nor have I ever been so excited to get up in the morning and get up to my office and start working than when I decided to become a coach to beginner entrepreneurs. It's such a blessing, and today was a perfect example of it, of working hard until the day was done, and I still had time with Kathy, my date night, but it was work all day long, and I was still excited knowing I got many more pieces to get through the portal of my mind into the world of the physical tomorrow and the next day. I can't wait until I get there tomorrow. Today was a great day. Today was another day on my journey to business alignment and accomplishing even more of my dream, bringing those pieces through the portal of my mind into the world of the physical, piece after piece after piece. And that goal is shrinking down to where it's almost ready to launch. So until tomorrow night, I wish you continued success. Good night.